good afternoon and welcome to NTV News. I am Siksha Sharma. Let's take a look into the headlines first. Chief Minister of Bagmati Province government to seek vote of confidence today. Mao Center to quit Gandaki government. More than 32,000 TB patients in Nepal out of treatment coverage. Government to run TB elimination campaign in all local levels in the next 4 years. TikTok CEO testifies before US Congress in defiance of companies' attempts to protect US user data. US lawmakers push the ban. North Korea tests new nuclear-capable underwater drone, claims the drone capable of unleashing a radioactive tsunami. And World Athletics bans transgender women from competing in female world ranking events. Welcome back to NTV News. We take a look into news in detail now. The meeting of the Council of Ministers is scheduled for 4 p.m. today. Today's meeting is expected to take a decision on the appointment of the Inspector General of Nepal Police, IGP. Inspector General of Police Dheeraj Pratap Singh's tenure is expiring from today. There are 5 additional Inspector Generals in the fray. The government will select between AIGs Basant Kumar, Tig Prasad Rai, Deepak Thapa, Shyamlal Gewali and Kiran Bajracharya to head the top post of Nepal Police. The CPN-UML has decided to quit the Bagmati Province government. Leader of CPN-UML, who is also the spokesperson of the Bagmati Province government, Jagannath Thapalia, confirmed that his party's ministers will resign from the ministerial berth after addressing the province assembly meeting today. It is said that Nepali Congress will join the Bagmati Province government after the UML leader's resignation from the ministerial position. 5 political parties, including the CPN-UML and CPN Mao Center, had joined the coalition government led by CPN Mao Center leader Shalikram Jamar Katel. Rashtriya Prajatantra Party have already quit the Jamar Katel-led government. As the RPP and UML withdrew the support to the government, Chief Minister Jamar Katel is taking a vote of confidence today as per Article 188(2) of the Constitution of Nepal. Meanwhile, in Gandaki, Mao Center is quitting the Gandaki provincial government today. The party has called its parliamentary party meeting today to take a formal decision to quit the government. It may be noted that chairman of the party, Pushpakamal Dahal, the Prime Minister, had directed the party's provincial committee to quit the Gandaki government led by UML's parliamentary party leader Khaguraj Adhikari. And let's take a look into a short break here. More news follows up next. Do stay with us. Welcome back to NTV News. Towards other developments, the World Tuberculosis Day is being marked across the globe, including in Nepal amidst various programs today. 24 March is World Tuberculosis Day, and this year's theme is Yes, We Can End TB. The WHO says rates of tuberculosis are on the rise. The COVID-19 pandemic diverted resources away from funding, diagnosis and treatment, thereby resulting in the rise of TB patients. In 2021, there were an estimated 1.6 million deaths due to TB globally. National Tuberculosis Control Center in Nepal says more than 117,000 TB patients are diagnosed in Nepal every year. Chairman of the center, Naveen Prakash Shah, said of the TB patients, more than 32,000 patients, old and new, in Nepal are out of treatment coverage. He further said the government has planned to run the TB elimination campaign in all local levels in the next 4 years. Nepal has recently witnessed rapid rise in COVID-19 cases. The country reported 17 infection cases in a single day on Thursday, according to the Ministry of Health and Population. The caseload was out of a total of 1,454 tests on March 21 and 22. No infection case was reported while undertaking 909 and 1,387 tests respectively. Active infection cases stood at 30 on Thursday, said the ministry. Nepal has seen impacts of neighboring India that has reported increasing number of COVID cases of late. said Dr. Chuman Lal Das, the director of the Epidemiology and Disease Control Division. The infection is increasing in India. Meanwhile, the ministry has urged all people to receive a booster shot. It has also launched a booster shot campaign across the country in a bid to keep the infection in check. The Muslim holy month of Ramadan has begun as the faithful prepared for a month of dawn to dusk fasting intended to bring them closer to God and to remind them to the suffering of those less fortunate. For the next 30 days, Muslims will refrain from eating or drinking anything, even the tiniest sip of water from sunrise to sunset. Many will strictly observe prayers, read the Quran and donate to charity as they seek to withdraw closer to God. Family and friends will gather for joyful nightly feast. More than 1.8 billion Muslims, who account for around a quarter of the world's population, are expected to observe Ramadan. The start of the month depends on the sighting of the crescent moon by local religious authorities and the astronomers and can sometimes vary from country, but this year there was broad agreement that it began on Wednesday evening, with Thursday declared as the first day of fasting. Towards other update, where senior radio journalist Krishna Tamrakar has passed away last night. She was 86. She was undergoing treatment at Basbari-based Neuro Hospital when she breathed her last. Tamrakar had worked at Radio Nepal until 2049 Bikram Sambat, after joining the organization in 2018 Bikram Sambat. And let's take a look into a short break here. More news from the international front follows up next. Stay with us. Welcome back to NTV News. Towards international developments, U.S. lawmakers on Thursday battered TikTok's chief executive about potential Chinese influence over the platform and said its short videos were damaging children's mental health, reflecting bipartisan concerns over the app's power over Americans. CEO Soji Chu's testimony before Congress did little to assuage U.S. worries over TikTok's China-based parent company ByteDance and added fresh momentum to lawmakers' calls to ban the platform nationwide. Over 5 hours of testimony, Chu repeatedly denied the app shares data or has connections with the Chinese Communist Party and argued the platform was doing everything to ensure safety for its 150 million American users. But not a single lawmaker offered support for TikTok or sympathy for Chu's reassurances, as they deemed his answers on China evasive and aired concern over the power on the app holds over the U.S. children. North Korea has tested a new underwater nuclear-capable attack drone designed to unleash a radioactive tsunami that would destroy the enemy naval vessels and ports, state media has reported. During a military exercise conducted this week under the guidance of the country's leader Kim Jong-un, the news agency said that during the exercise, the drone was put in the water of South Hamgyong province on Tuesday and cruised underwater for 59 hours and 12 minutes at a depth of some 80 to 150 meters before detonating in waters off its east coast on Thursday. KCNA did not elaborate on the drone's nuclear capabilities. The underwater drone system is intended to make sneak attacks in enemy waters and destroy naval striker groups and major operational force, the news agency said. A quick look into the highlights of what's coming up next. Bordeaux Town Hall was set on fire as French protests continued over plans to raise the pension age. More than 1 million people took to the streets across France on Thursday, with 119,000 in Paris, according to the figures from the Interior Ministry. Police fired tear gas at protesters in the capital and 80 people were arrested across the country. The demonstrations were sparked by legislation raising the retirement age by 2 years to 64. Fire engulfed the front door of the town hall in the southwest city of Bordeaux on Thursday evening after a day of protests and clashes. It was not clear who was responsible for the blaze, which was quickly put out by the firefighters. Time now for sports update. Nepal and Oman have been pitted in the same group of the ACC Premier Cup being held in Nepal from April 18. Asian Cricket Council ACC making the tie sheet of the tournament public grouped Nepal along with the ICC World Cup League to rival Oman in the same group. Nepal will play Malaysia in the inaugural match at the TU Cricket Ground. Matches of the tournament will be played at Mulpani Cricket Ground as well. 10 countries divided into 2 groups of 5 each will compete in the 24 games of the tournament. Group A has Nepal, Oman, Malaysia, Saudi Arabia and Qatar. Likewise, UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait, Singapore and Hong Kong are in Group B. The winner of the tournament will qualify for the Asia Cup scheduled for September. Top 3 teams of the tournament will also compete in the Emerging Cup. World Athletes has banned transgender women from competing in the female category at the international events. The governing body's president, Lord Coe, said no transgender athlete who had gone through male puberty would be permitted to compete in female world ranking competitions from 31 of March. A working group will be set up to conduct further research into the transgender eligibility guidelines. Under previous rules, world athletes require transgender women to reduce their amount of blood testosterone to a maximum of 5 nmol per liter and said under this threshold continuously for a period of 12 months before competing in. There are currently no transgender athletes competing internationally in the sport. And this brings us to the end of the bulletin. To wrap up, a quick reminder of the headlines. Chief Minister of Bagmati Province government to seek vote of confidence today. Mao's center to quit Gandaki government. More than 32,000 TB patients in Nepal out of treatment coverage. Government to run TB elimination campaign in all local levels in the next 4 years. TikTok CEO testifies before U.S. Congress in defiance of companies' attempts to protect U.S. user data. U.S. lawmakers push the ban. North Korea tests new nuclear-capable underwater drone, claims the drone capable of unleashing a radioactive tsunami. And World Athletes bans transgender women from competing in female world ranking events. That's all for now. We'll bring you another news bulletin in Nepali in less than an hour, and our next English news will bring you right at 6 in the evening. Keep watching Nepal Television. Have a great day. Namaste.